channel card today. I think this is going to be a lovely channel card, and it's actually got a beautiful look to it because we're using our Gemini dies. These have two different cutting edges, so you can use them either direction, which gives you all sorts of versatility. So let me introduce the dies to you. First up, we have the Perseus, which is our Gemini die that will create the focal element for our card. So you can have either that edge or that edge showing, so it's really, really pretty. And we'll also be using the refined rectangle frame from our frames and tags section. And for our corners, we're going to be using the Charming Hearts corners. And I'm going to show you the sentiment set we're going to be using, which is the bold sentiments. Now this is an A5 stamp set you need to mount yourself, but the really nice part about that is you can see that we are going to be using the sentiment here that says, "Hello, my friend." And this one is done in a line, but you'll see later on it doesn't have to be, which really makes it so you can use it on any project you want. You can cut it and put it onto your acrylic block and it's perfect. Okay, so let's get started and do some cutting. First up, I'm going to cut the bottom of my lavender card with the Perseus die. So let me pull this out. And I've decided for this card that I want to use this side to cut with. So I'm going to pop this into place, and we'll put our separate cutting edge down that matches that. Bring our tape over, and we'll get it all taped into place. And I'm just going to center it right on the bottom here. There we go. Push that down into place. And what's really nice about these dies too is if you want a little bit wider of a border, you can leave that out a little further. I'm going to just tuck it right up into that for a nice tight fit. But it does give you a lot of options that way. Pop that there, and we'll do one more on this side just to hold it into place securely. Bring out our cutting mats. Now, with any longer die, what you should do, especially with something as detailed as this, is you should have it go so that the rollers roll down the length of the die, because it will cut much easier that way. So I'm going to turn it that direction and run it through our grand caliper. Okay, let's check that. That has cut absolutely beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this over and just do a quick emboss on it. Move it down to our embossing mat and cover it with our base plate. That'll bring out the beauty in the die. And let's just give it a quick roll. Take off some of this tape so we can get to the little pieces here. Give it a quick roll with our tool-in-one. We can take off this cutting edge. Pop this back onto our plate. Get the last little bits of that out. And we have one more piece of tape up here before the big reveal. Peel that away, and I think I'll just lift this up. There we go. There we go. And tell you what, let me tidy this up out of the way and show you just how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely love the way that looks. So now what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've cut a couple of these top and bottom so that they're facing each other like this, and added some mounting foam on the back. And to create our channel card, what we're going to do is we're going to add it on top of a piece of white card, so you'll see that through, and add some ice snow to it. So I've got a bit of adhesive here that I've already placed onto my card. I'm going to peel this up and expose that sticky adhesive. Let me bring over a piece of copy paper to put underneath us. And we'll cover it with some ice snow. I know you've seen me use this product because it is absolutely beautiful. One of my favorite things. It just gives such beautiful bling to your cards. And I've probably gone a little bit higher than I should, but I want to make sure I covered so you could see it behind all the little cutout areas of that die. Burnish it into place, and you can take off the extra, saving your product for later. There we go. And let's just put it back into our container. A little tap there. There. Okay, so set that aside. So now what I can do is I can add on my piece that I've done on the top here, removing the backing off the mounting foam. And because I've got the ice snow there, I'm going to add a little bit of dry as clear glue there just to make sure it's secure on the bottom edge. Okay, line this up. Let me just get a little bit over it so I can see into, there we go. Make sure I'm as straight as I can possibly be. And then on our bottom piece, I've got the same thing, the mounting foam on the little edge. And I'm going to go ahead and put some extra glue on that. Okay, and line that up with the bottom. Get it as straight as I can. And so the tips just sort of touch together. You get such a pretty look from that. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done a little bit of the Cosmic Shimmer PVA glue dots all the way around the edge and let them dry. So I'm going to go ahead and secure that into place. Then we'll work on our sentiment. A little bit of glue will do it. Pop that right in between my glue dots. That'll stay nice and secure. Let that dry for a few minutes and we'll go forward. So as I said earlier, you don't always have to stamp in the way the stamp comes. You can change that up. So I've cut my hello from my friend and made them just go a little bit diagonally. I like that. It's very pretty. And it fits right into my frame perfectly. I'm going to add a little bit of shaded lilac distress ink around it just to highlight it. Let's see if I can keep a nice light look on it. I just want to work that ink up around those words a little bit. It's a very pale color to begin with, but just bringing a little bit of a highlight around there. There we go. Keep going all the way around. And that'll just add a tiny bit of color around my wording. Now your distress ink stays wet fairly long, so let me just hit this with my heat tool and give it a good dry. And that way your adhesive will stick better. There we go. And what I've done is I've gone ahead and cut the rectangle frame and used the center to cut it out and just added a tiny bit of mounting foam around that edge there. It's just enough that you can put a little sliver there and raise it up over your sentiment. I'm going to center that over that. There we go, that looks nice. And get my little scissors to do a bit of trimming. This one's a little trickier. You have to go a little bit slower and just trim it right up against that edge so it doesn't show. At an angle, if you go slow with your smallest scissors, it's pretty easy to do. You just have to take your time and not rush it. And there we go. And one more side here. Okay, bring my card back over and I'm going to put that on with a little bit of glue on the back of it. Seat that right in the middle here and we will tuck some really pretty corners around that. I have the Charming Hearts corners and I've gone ahead and done 2 of these. So I'm just going to put some little bit of glue dots on some of the back area here. There we go. It's really soft and pretty. That I'll pop right up into that top corner. Just let it sit. And we'll do a little bit onto this one. Oop, that was heavy. Move that around a little bit with my finger. And down to the corner. There we go. I'll pop this one in this corner. You have a left and a right facing on these, so you can use them in opposite corners. They're beautiful. There we go. So now we've got a gorgeous channel card, all finished. You can see that beautiful ice snow coming through there. Absolutely lovely, just beautiful. So you can see how simple and easy that is with your Gemini dies. And if you like it the other direction, you can flip the die and get a completely different look on your card. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and you can join us on the Partycraft blog or on the Creative Expressions YouTube channel. Hope to see you soon.